Coming up next on Showtime, when a lack of funds threatens to end his college education, an enterprising student creates an all-male pinup calendar. Morgan Fairchild, John Dye, and Miles O'Keefe star in Campus Man, a Showtime exclusive. Next.
I don't know about you, but I feel like dancing.
Baltimore, 1963, the heyday of hairdos and hair don'ts.
We shall overcome someday.
Not with that hair, you won't.
I can't see through her hair.
She's a hair hopper. That's what she is.
Oh, Mother, you're so 50.
You won't see it on HBO or Cinemax.
It's the times. They're a-changing.
Debbie Harry, Sonny Bono, Ricky Lake, and Divine star in John Waters' Hairspray, a Showtime exclusive. Tuesday.
See, where I grew up, people usually end up where they started.
She has dreamed of a way out.
Just one summer, please.
And music will become her escape.
I'm talking about a good time here. An entire summer at the beach and getting paid to boot.
Her summer, her band, her dream. Justine Bateman stars in Satisfaction.
Premiering Wednesday.
Hi, my name is Penn Gillette, my partner Teller. We're Penn Teller, and this is Stephen Banks. And what could I possibly say to get you to watch Stephen Banks Home Entertainment Center? I could tell you it's one of the best shows I've ever personally seen. I could tell you the man plays every instrument you can imagine. He is funny, he's witty, he's charming, he's fast, he's quick. He seems to be able to do everything in the world. And more important than that, he doesn't do any card tricks. Stephen Banks, Home Entertainment Center, only on Showtime.
Yes, it's true. The Stephen Banks Home Entertainment Center makes its television debut in June, only on Showtime. Premiering Saturday.
When the top stars hit TV, they're on Showtime. When the top stars hit TV, they're on Showtime.
Help my daughter to find that tiny, helpless baby that continues somehow to elude her.
The baby of the prophecy. The one that would destroy you.
This child must be taken beyond the boundaries of our village, all the way across the great river to the Daikini Crossroads. But who do that?
It's an epic adventure with an unlikely hero, Willow, a 3'4" man who must protect a child marked for death by a wicked sorceress. Directed by Ron Howard, Willow is based on an original story by executive producer George Lucas, creator of Star Wars, which won 7 Oscars and was the #2 box office hit of all time. Set in a mythical place and time, Willow is the perfect stage for a gaggle of creatures large and small, and the spectacular special effects George Lucas is famous for. Effects which earned Willow an Oscar nomination.
I don't make special effects movies. I make movies about people, and in order to tell a story, I have to use special effects in order to create the environments.
In fact, over 400 special effects, all created by Lucasfilm's own Industrial Light and Magic Company.
The effects broaden the palette of filmmaking.
5-time Oscar winner Dennis Muren supervised the special effects in the fairy forest scene, where Willow meets the fairy queen Sherlindria.
She's sort of a haunting figure. She's sort of a gaseous creature that you could say occasionally appears when necessary in the forest. Because she's shot separately against the black, we're photographing her greatly overexposed. So she's practically like you're looking into the sun. And then we're shooting her in slow motion, so she moves very fluid and magically. And then her costume is very lightweight silks, that are being blown by fans hidden all around her. The lights are being dimmed up and down in order to make her a little more difficult to see.
By moving the camera on a crane, Sherlindria herself appeared to move. Her image could then be superimposed on any background.
How do you know my name?
Elora Denham told me. Elora Denham has chosen you to be her guardian.
Me?
Yes. She likes you.
Other actresses were filmed in the same way to create the tiny floating fairies. Two tiny 9-inch men called brownies guide Willow on a journey fraught with perils of all kinds.
We don't want you to think of them as neat special effects. We want, hopefully, the audience to feel transported into a time when incredible things happened and were taken absolutely for granted by everyone around them.
Willow, from the magical minds of Ron Howard and George Lucas, this month on Showtime.
5 years ago, a student at Arizona State University named Todd Headley desperately needed to pay his tuition.
I'm afraid I have some bad news and some really bad news. The bad news is you didn't get your scholarship.
What? I'm dead. I need this money to stay in school.
The loan application deadline was yesterday. You're too late.
Some students in his position might revert to illegal means or consider dropping out. But Todd was too ambitious for that. He launched an all-male student pinup calendar that mushroomed into a lucrative campus craze all across America. It even inspired a film, Campus Man, a true story. John Dye plays the scheming but lovable Todd Barrett, a character based closely on the original Todd Headley. Dye, a former pre-law student at Memphis State, left his studies to pursue theater arts, landing his first feature role only a year later. Steve Lyon, a former college linebacker and leading model, stars as Brett, the fictional best friend of Todd who becomes the cover model. First-time feature film director Ron Kasdan, known for his music videos, took Headley's story of high finance and added the wild twists that can only happen in the movies. Success as it should be.
All right, nobody move. There's a bus. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, wait a minute.
Come on.
What's going on?
Come on, what is this? Informing 101? Shut up. You know all about it.
For instance, the perils of borrowing money.
Wow, that is a lot of money to be carrying around, CJ. You know, if the cops ever pulled you over, they're going to think you're this major thrifty guy. Getting a hand.
The risk of failure.
How was sales time? Brisk? Well, I wouldn't say brisk, exactly. Want the truth? Both half a dozen. Cases? Calendars.
Negotiating above one's head, especially with Morgan Fairchild.
Todd, who the hell do you think you're dealing with? Do you know I've made a whole career out of eating little two-bit hustlers like you for breakfast?
Having rather nasty enemies. And in the end, the American dream coming true. Sure, most of this insanity can only happen in the movies, but it sometimes takes a real genius like Todd Headley to start the craze. Campus Man, this month, exclusively on Showtime.
Bill Harris from Showtime, and I'd like to talk to you about a very serious problem that affects the satellite and cable TV industry and you and me, the viewers. I'm talking about signal theft. Now, if you buy or sell satellite television or cable equipment that's been tampered with, or if you illegally tap into cable lines, you could go to jail, be fined over $1 million, have your home or establishment raided, suffer revenue or property loss, raise subscription fees, and more. It is a federal offense. Don't put yourself in jeopardy. Think smart. Make the right choice. Signal theft. If the deal is a steal, you will pay.
Michael Caine's about ready to give up.
You got lots of money?
so has every woman who ever slept with me.
Sally feels about ready to give out.
I mean, my biological clock is ticking so loud it keeps me awake at night.
And Steve Gutenberg's about ready to give in.
Marry me, Daisy.
Marty.
You have to say yes.
I do?
You do! Oh,
Now, keep this in mind. It's the kind of excitement you won't see on HBO or Cinemax.
Is there something missing here?
Oh, a lot more. And it's called Surrender, only on Showtime.
1 week from tonight.
A holiday excursion ends in death.
I'm convinced that Mrs. Boynton was murdered.
And everyone has motive.
At least one of you is very guilty indeed.
Do you really think that I would kill my own mother?
This is clearly a case for the great detective Hercule Poirot.
You want him to find out, don't you?
You won't see it on HBO or Cinemax.
I can't believe it.
But it's true. Peter Ustinov, Lauren Bacall, Carrie Fisher, and John Gielgud all have an appointment with death. Exclusively on Showtime.
We have to stay in shape in order to handle the action and not get hurt. We did maybe 5-6 weeks shooting at night. Difficult hours because, you know, you sometimes begin mid-afternoon shooting day stuff and end up maybe after midnight shooting dark stuff. And a lot of it, too, I have had calls like starting at 10 o'clock at night, and you end up at daybreak, you know, and by the time you get in bed, you know, the garbage man's coming around, and the lawnmowers are running, and the leaf blowers are going. It's a real problem.
On the next Showtime Coast to Coast.
It was an acceptable level of ecstasy.
Check out Lyle Lovett and his large band.
Nobody knows.
Join Harry Connick Jr. at New York City's Algonquin Hotel.
I hear Dr. John playing Creole tunes in the air.
With none other than the king of Creole tunes himself, Dr. John.
I keep dreaming about magnolias in June.
Then it's off to L.A. with Kenny Loggins, Linda Ronstadt, and Carole King.
Oh, yeah.
For the 4th annual Salute to American Songwriters. On the next Showtime Coast to Coast.
Something tells me I'm into something good.
This is a Showtime exclusive presentation, rated PG by the Motion Picture Association of America. Parental guidance is suggested.